Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of Galan Lithium Limited podcast. I'm here with Ross Dinsley, our CFO, and I'm JP Vargas de la Vega, Managing Director of Galan Lithium. Today we are introducing the podcast with a different view. We're standing in front of pond number 3 of the Hombre Muerto West project. Behind me is a pond that is got close to 750,000 square meters of construction. The pond is the one that's got the highest grade. It's got around 5,000 milligrams per liter standing right behind of us of lithium contained in solution. As you can see, it's currently in evaporation. And it's very exciting to show you something real in front of us, or behind us in this case. And we are giving you a quarterly update with the main topics that we will be covering with Ross, which is the advance of the project, the RIGI, clean elements, and furthermore. So without further ado, Ross, please enlighten us with what we've been doing this quarterly.
Yeah, thanks very much, JP. Look, this pond is, I guess, symbolic of the hard work that's been done over the years. And look, this represents the start to Hombre Muerto West, but it is the start to what we think is a very bright future. So if we look what we achieved in this quarter, I think we'll start with the progress made here at site. And our team has been working very closely with Orthium over the past 3 months, actually longer than that, really since the start of the relationship in April, to, in essence, construct a filtration plant and working together to integrate that into operation here. So the work left to be done here at site is substantially concerned around the evaporation ponds, pond 4 specifically. There's a bit of construction activities that need to be completed there. The team is working with Orthium to clear a space, and we might be able to show the audience what that space looks like a little bit later. But we'll clear a space for Orthium to put their nanofiltration plant in situ, and then of course we'll need to reticulate that to the pond. So that's in large part what the remaining site-based work is to be done. And to put that in context, that should be completed towards the back end of this year and the early part of next, and that positions us really well for completion and the start to production, which is still scheduled for half 1 2026. So no change to the timeline there. I think what's been the key enabler here has been the funding position. So with Orthium, that relationship was solidified in April, which gave us not only the offtake agreement, but an offtake prepayment agreement, which is an essential piece of funding for us. But there was the residual piece of construction funding, which has been solved for with clean elements. So during this last quarter, a few key things happened there. And just to highlight what those key things were, it was shareholder approval. Secondly, due diligence approval. So clean elements ran technical DD and legal DD. Both of those elements were completed successfully, well within the time frame. They've completed tranche 1, and there's tranche 2 yet to complete, but we're expecting that will be resolved in the near term. So we'll have $20 million of funding in aggregate, which has come in through clean elements before too long. If we look at where our cash position is today and our overall financial position, we have 0 debt on balance sheet. So it's a key point of strength for the company. And we finished the September quarter with around about $10 million in cash. As mentioned, another 10 to come through in the not too distant future. So it's a really good foundation from which we can grow. So we've talked a little bit about the funding position, the clean elements transaction, and the construction side of things. But JP, I might pass to you to talk about the RIGI and what that means for the company.
Well, the RIGI is a fantastic piece of information along all the other permits that we have received. Just to refresh the audience, this year we have received phase 2 permits that we can increment our production to 21,000 tons. So that's fully permitted. And lastly, the RIGI is the cherry on the cake. The details of the RIGI means that we can produce, we paying a lower tax rate, reduced from 35% to 25% based on income. Then we have accelerated depreciation of 2 years. And furthermore, we have a way of repatriating our dividends or paying any debt that we might have in the future once we become a bigger company. And importantly, this is set in stone for 30 years. So independently of what's going to happen for the next government onwards, this is set in stone. There's an agreement between Australia and Argentina that solidifies the RIGI. So in a way, puts us in a similar platform in terms of financial risk, in my view, to what the projects in Australia can yield. But it makes us a more competitive project going forward. So the RIGI itself, it's something that will enable us probably not today, or may not be the result in phase one of what we're seeing, but phase two and beyond is going to be showing clearly what this is bringing for us in terms of cash flow and earnings going forward. And it's a fantastic piece of news. The team has been working really hard at it, and I just want once again congratulate everyone in Argentina for making this happen.
That's right, JP, and I think that is a really good point to tease out just a little bit further. It is a consequence of not just our work from our team, but our stakeholders here in Argentina. So the local communities that we work with closely, it's the local government, it's the federal government. We've all worked together to achieve this outcome. So it's a stunning result for a company of our size. We are only the second company in the mining sector in Argentina to land the RIGI. So it's a big accomplishment. We look forward now to execution and to make the most of those fiscal benefits.
Absolutely. RIGI number 6, and there's no other mining company that has been granted to. So it's a fantastic piece of news that we are so proud of.
Thank you. Look, I think that brings us to the end of our quarterly wrap-up, and we look forward to updating shareholders on our next podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.